All right, Alicia, should we go ahead and get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, again, greetings to everyone and welcome. And thank you for choosing to spend a bit of time with us today to revisit NGA's member benefits to make sure you're maximizing your investment in 2025. Plus, there are several new association initiatives we want to make sure you're aware of that will surely elevate your personnel too. So on behalf of the NGA, I'm Sarah Neislonger, and I'm joined by my colleague Alicia Mitchell. And we're glad you're here. And what we think is a great way to start the year, making sure our house is in order per se. So as you can see on screen, two of our premier events are now just weeks away. The NGA Glass Conference in Carlsbad, followed quickly by the Building Envelope Contractors Conference, or the BEC Conference in Las Vegas. So be sure to visit glass.org, click on that events drop-down menu and register for one or both of these events. Some of the deadlines are already passed and some are still looming, so be sure to take note of those as well. This is a quick snapshot of what we'll be covering today, beginning with a quick look at how NGA fits into and impacts our section of the world. And we'll be happy to take comments and questions throughout using the Q&A feature in your Zoom toolbar. We'll pause once about halfway through and then again at the end to address those. So hopefully, as you know, the NGA is built on the strength of its member companies. And the important element of that is making sure the information flows down and out to everyone in your companies. So 1,800 is a terrific number, but that doesn't come close to touching how many people within those companies can benefit from NGA's papers, trainings, magazines, kits, events, webinars, and more. So we're so glad you're here today and are also relying on you to pass this on to thousands more people who can learn and choose how they wish to engage among their industry association and with their peers. So as you can see by this graphic, glass touches so much of our lives and environments. We all know this as we're the ones noticing, always looking up and around, but we're also here to educate the general public and our stakeholders on how glass can or did help them when it comes to comforts, safety, stewardship, and beyond. Oops. So the 2024 annual report is just released, and this shows how the NGA delivered on its 4 strategic goals, which are workforce development, advocacy, education, and promotion. So from amplifying NGA's message at the largest Glass Build America trade show in 16 years, also held in a new location in Dallas in 2024, and bringing local high school students to the trade show floor to learn about careers in the glazing and glass building products industry firsthand, to also rolling out a new enhanced online learning experience on the updated myglassclass.com platform. NGA's board of directors also announced that all glazing and fabricating courses on myglassclass.com are now free to members. In general, NGA is providing more value than ever to its members. So 2024 also saw NGA receive its first federal grant from the EPA. Looking over this past year and toward the future, it's clear that NGA is raising the bar to its commitment to help members succeed. So a lot of this is covered in the annual report. Alicia's going to touch on a couple of these again shortly. But in the meantime, click the QR code on screen, click it, use your camera, and download the report now. Through both digital and print assets, NGA reaches its members and the glass, glazing, and fenestration industries at large by the tens of thousands. The association publishes 2 magazines, Glass Magazine and Window and Door, each with their own websites, newsletters, social media, and podcasts. Glass Magazine, NGA's premier publication for the architectural glass and glazing industry, reaches more than 56,000 readers in every issue and presents several market-leading reports, including the top 50 glaziers and top glass fabricators reports. The NGA's Window and Door magazine targets the full fenestration industry supply chain. It reaches more than 47,000 readers per issue and features the in-demand industry pulse and the annual top manufacturers report. So we encourage you to check out both of those as well. The NGA's Window and Door magazine has also partnered with John Burns Research and Consulting to develop the quarterly Window and Door Industry Survey. The survey provides analysis on current and future demand and revenue expectations, broken out by new construction and repair and remodeling, as well as qualitative insights on future demand expectations and overall market performance. You may have seen the results of these quarterly surveys presented as prior Thirsty Thursdays, most recently in December. So if you're interested in those, we encourage you to visit glass.org/webinars, and you can look back at those past webinars. Next, we're going to take a quick tour of the Resource Hub. And this is just a taste of how it can help you search for what you're looking for across what can seem like a kind of a vast website that we have at glass.org. So the Resource Hub launched about 2 years ago now and is meant to be your one-stop shop for getting started. And it's a great place to revisit when you're looking for something specific. We gave an in-depth webinar on how to use this page back in February of 2023, which is linked with the QR code on this slide. And so today is just a quick reminder, again, that this page exists and to find it as a launch point for you when you're browsing online, particularly if you're unsure where to begin. So you can access this from the glass.org homepage, click on the membership drop-down menu, and then select the Hub. The Hub is broken down into what we envision as the member experience, from getting started to getting informed and of our courses and of our other resources and offerings, and then to getting connected at events and with other NGA members, and getting involved in our initiatives and committees. So you can see on screen, these are just some screenshots of the web page, whether there are events, our member directory, how to help you advocate when you're getting more involved, and the other task groups that are open right now in ways to volunteer. All of this can be found as a starting point at the Hub. So now we'll take just a couple minutes to remind you of some existing member benefits and where to find them. And again, this starts from the Hub. So you can access links to special members only materials. This is a sidebar that is on the Hub webpage if you happen to be visiting it as we talk through this. So this includes an in-depth Codes and Standards Help Center populated with multiple 20 to 30 different questions at least, and their answers to them, the ones that we receive the most often. There are downloadable safety bulletins, AIA presentation content for member delivery. There's some select webinars and also resources from our collaboration with the American Subcontractors Association, which are also available to you there. These resources are, of course, on top of our standard benefits, which include cost savings on events and publication purchases, as well as exclusive opportunities at events like the BEC conference. So before we move on, we'll pause for just a few moments to answer any questions or address any comments that you might have. Feel free to put those in the chat or the Q&A bar. And if I caught you off guard, we'll definitely revisit them at the end of the webinar too. All right. Well, with that, I am going to turn it over to Alicia to continue to expand on what's new within NGA.
Thank you, Sarah. Not that everything we've covered so far isn't exciting, but now let's get to the good stuff that is newly available to NGA members as of the last quarter. As you can see from the list on the screen, these run the gamut of who and how they can help your company, and all of them can help you level up your game in the upcoming year. NGA member volunteers develop industry consensus manuals on a variety of topics relevant to the glass and glazing industry. These are available at our website, glass.org/store. The NGA Board of Directors recently decided to make the digital, downloadable versions of these manuals free for members. This offer includes 10 different manuals and 2 different design guides. Scan the QR code on the screen to navigate directly to the manuals in the store and download your complimentary copy of NGA's Ghana Glazing Manual, the Commercial Fenestration Systems Manual, and other valuable resources. NGA was selected for a $2.1 million grant from the Environmental Protection Agency. It will fund further transparency and tools for NGA member companies to facilitate compliance with sustainability initiatives, including glass life cycle inventories, environmental product declaration development for processed glass fabricators, and end-of-life data on architectural glass recycling. Learn more about the 4 sub-projects of the EPA grant and how to get involved by watching the on-demand webinar linked at the QR code on the screen. If you are an NGA member company and would like to save investment dollars in your own EPD development and position your company as proactive and ready to respond to requests for EPDs, we encourage you to join a workshop in person on Monday, February 3rd in Carlsbad, California, being held in conjunction with the NGA Glass Conference. Registration is required for the workshop, so please visit glass.org and click on the events drop-down menu to find this event, or use the direct link shown on screen. And Sarah has also included the link in the chat. The NGA is also pleased to announce the relaunch of the World of Glass map on glass.org. The interactive map has been newly updated with information about global float locations and North American fabrication facilities. Users can now view locations and capabilities, as well as sort companies by name and location. The World of Glass Fabricator and Float database allows you to sort the information, including company and location details for each facility. The database is free for NGA members and available for purchase in the NGA store. While we know interest in architectural glass recycling has been growing, the actual information on companies offering recycling services can be difficult to find. So NGA is looking to bridge this gap with the addition of recycling location data. Recycling location research is underway in order to add a new search category to the World of Glass map. NGA staff and industry experts will continue to add recycling facility locations, and members are encouraged to participate. Another new members only benefit, legislative tracking sheets specific to bird-friendly glazing. Members can view bird-friendly policies by state or municipality and see the status of any bird-friendly policies in their area. This legislative tracking tool is also available for state Buy Clean initiatives. Members can download a tracking spreadsheet outlining states' commitments to the federal Buy Clean initiative in the form of state legislation. The spreadsheet covers glass and other building materials as part of the push for low embodied carbon construction. Again, these are both available via the members only site, which you can find from the hub. As well as having access to our many technical resources and events, NGA members are able to stay at the forefront of codes, standards, and sustainability globally. NGA staff participate in committees and give presentations at events across the globe in order to represent the glass and glazing industry and better serve our members. NGA staff and consultants serve on boards and attend meetings for both national and international codes and standards organizations like ASTM and ASHRAE, and give voice to the issues that affect our industry. NGA conducted the inaugural compensation and benchmarking studies for fabricating companies and contract glaziers. The first of its kind study was offered exclusively to NGA members as a celebration of the NGA's 75th anniversary. And NGA will continue these surveys in 2025 and open it to all industry members. As the survey expands in scope, companies can expect to see more granular data points by company region, employee size, revenue, and more. NGA worked with third-party vendor Vault to conduct the inaugural survey. NGA and Vault worked together to ensure complete confidentiality for responding companies. NGA does not see any company's individual responses. As this survey continues to grow in scope, we encourage everyone to answer the call to participate when the glazier and fabricator surveys launch later this month. Member companies can access the 2023 studies in the NGA store. Did you know NGA is a registered AIA provider? Late last year, we added 2 brand new courses to our library of approved presentations on bird-friendly glazing and thermal bridging. Plus, there's one more coming soon on school security. Why does this matter to you? There are now 12 accredited presentations in NGA's library that are built specifically for our members to make it easier for you to make connections with the design community and get in front of architects with these pre-made presentations. These consensus-developed materials are a great entry point. NGA handles the paperwork of issuing credits and providing certificates. You give the presentations, adding your anecdotes of personal experience, positioning you as a subject matter expert. Email sarah@glass.org to learn more. Another new opportunity for our member companies who are also AIA providers. NGA will share a link to continuing education webpage on glass.org when you also do the same for NGA. It's a win-win. NGA is committed to helping companies raise awareness of the glass and glazing industry, particularly among high school students and young people. We have developed materials to our member companies to use at career and trade fairs. Use the QR code to visit the NGA store to download a free digital copy of A Guide to Recruiting at High School Career Fairs, as well as to purchase stickers, postcards, and other giveaways to help spread the word about careers in the glazing industry. Also new this year, myglassclass.com courses are now free to NGA member companies. This includes myglassclass.com courses for installers and myglassfab courses for glass fabrication production personnel. NGA offers the Glazier Apprentice curriculum as well. And if you are interested in apprenticeship, you can email apprenticeship@glass.org. NGA will host a webinar January 30th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time to walk you through the new myglassclass.com and how you can use the platform to build a company training program, whether you're a contract glazier, full-service glass company, or a glass fabricator. The webinar will include a walkthrough of the new system, as well as time for Q&A and the NGA Workforce Development Team. You can register at the QR code on the screen or the link we'll put in the chat.
Alicia, I think we have at least one question that's come in before we wrap up for the day. Perhaps we could visit those and encourage anybody else to submit some questions before we sign off.
Perfect.
One question from Kate: what type of discount can NGA members receive for glass events? This varies by event, but it's typically about half the price of the non-member rate. So it can be a very significant savings. And in some cases, you know, we mentioned some exclusivity. A lot of that comes in with the Building Envelope Contractors Conference in terms of other opportunities for exposure, such as sponsorship opportunities, being eligible to participate in the tabletop displays or the Take Fives. Some of these items, and there are also some member-only perks or discounts associated with glass build as well. Alicia, do you have anything to add on that regard?
No, but I do see Michelle Nasco added that the member rate applies to all individuals at the member company. So that's just something to note as well.
Yes, just like what we said at the beginning, that this is a company-based membership. So let's make sure we go broad and deep in your companies to get as many people taking advantages of these items as possible. Are you aware of anyone that provides on-site glazing training? In that regard, I'm not sure that NGA does, though we do like to come out to certain career fairs, especially supporting our chapter events. There are other organizations like the AGMT that also have a certification program that includes on-site training. But we can certainly look into that more and follow up with you, Christian offline.
And also a good note to join the My Glass Class webinar on the 30th of January to learn more about trainings that are available.
Perfect. And did I hear correctly that we can provide links back and forth? Yes, Jeff, that question. So that's specific to AIA programming. Let me back up a couple of slides. Though this slide doesn't really contain much helpful information, but in short, this is just meant to be a way to have NGA help bolster AIA materials that a member company might already have and vice versa. So if you have your own AIA curriculum, you have a CE web page of courses you offer, we will post that on glass.org under our architect resources page. And we just ask in return that you post a link to our AIA materials on your page. So it's kind of a reciprocal agreement there, all in the effort of boosting glass education in the design community. All right. Well, if more questions come in and we wrap up before you get to them, or feel free to follow up with us by email. We will circle back with you offline, and I will, Alicia, let you wrap it up for us.
Perfect. Well, thank you all for spending a bit of time with us this afternoon, and I hope you're able to take away some new information to share and utilize today. A reminder, a recording of this webinar will be added to glass.org/webinars by the end of this week. In the meantime, we encourage you to browse this library of free presentations anytime. And again, please mark your calendars for these next two webinars, also featuring next month, Thursday on February 27th, featuring a presentation by Architect and GSA Sustainability Program Manager, Lance Davis. And as mentioned earlier, we have our My Glass Class webinar that is on January 30th. Thank you all and have a great afternoon.